Bruno Fernandes has finally done it. He is now level with Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne, two absolute legends of the Premier League for the most assists in one Premier League season. He got 20 today when he assisted Bryan Mbeumo. And honestly speaking, I'm really happy for him. I'm not even a Manchester United fan, but I think sometimes when you just watch a player try and achieve greatness, it's just one of those things where you just have to support them. You don't have to at the end of the day, but for me, I looked at it and I was like, yeah, why not? Like, what's there? Like, go get your record. And I was actually really cheering on Bruno for this one because I was like, you've come this far. And the problem is, if you don't get it in these two games, it sets back to zero. So you have to get it. So at least he's been able to equal the record. Can he break it? That's another question for another day. But when you're sitting shoulder to shoulder with Kevin De Bruyne, Thierry Henry for a big record like that means right now he's gotten the most assists in any Premier League season. So yes, he's not the outright holder, but if you say, oh, who has the most Premier League assists in one season, Bruno Fernandes is one of the first names you call because nobody has, more than him. So ultimately, I'm really happy for him getting that record. You could see how much he wanted it. Like in this match, Manchester United were really, really, really pushing to get this assist record to him. Like the chances he was creating, it was almost like he was doing too much. And I felt bad for him at some points, but I was like, you know what? Sometimes maybe you actually just try and shoot. Like, yes, it's not going to count as an assist if you score, but I always think scoring is a lot more interesting than assisting, except you're, a number 10 or you're a winger. No, not even a winger. Like, if you're just somebody who likes to assist, like, you'd obviously love to assist a lot more than scoring. But, I mean, I can't lie to you. The record was right there. He really could have broken it today. But at the end of the day, if you're trying to get an assist, the most important thing is the person who you're assisting to score. And goodness gracious, Bryan Mbeumo today, he was not at his best. And I think it was even the most difficult chance that he had that he scored. So if you're a Bruno fan, if you're a United fan, you must be really happy for your player. It's an amazing record to have. And the good thing for him is that he still has one more game. I think United play Brighton on the final day. Should be a very interesting game for them. Obviously, they've already secured Champions League. They've secured third place. So, really, there's nothing to fight for. Like, this game today was just an exhibition match, in my opinion. Like, everybody was just playing for the sake of it and just trying to score goals. And I actually enjoyed the game, especially the second half. So, can he break the record? I don't know. Because I usually think when it comes to breaking this record, people get so close and then they just stop. Remember Ozil a couple of years ago? He was just going and going and going. And then he just got to one point and he just stopped. And like he couldn't get an assist anymore. And it's not his fault because the person who is assisting has to score. So the question is, will Bruno be able to get that assist? Because I think for the past two games, he was not able to get any assists before this one. And now he has one game. I feel like the pressure will be on. And Brighton are actually fighting for something. So they may not want to concede goals. So it should be a very interesting one to see if he's able to get that record. I will be cheering for him because I don't really care if he has it or he doesn't have it. Like, I'm a Liverpool fan, so I don't have any, horse in the race. I don't really care if he gets it, he gets it. If he doesn't get it, well, unfortunately for him. But the fact that he's been able to equal that record, I think that's something to be happy about. But in this game, like I said, this was 3-2. It was entertaining, especially in the second half. Like, it was just end to end. Like, United were really, really pushing to get goals in this one. And I think the way the second half started with the goals that came in, like, I totally enjoyed this one, especially the second half, like I said. The only thing I do have to say is that the VAR decision in that one, for me, I'm trying to look at it from a neutral point of view because, I have no horse in the race, like I said. I personally don't like the fact that the goal from Cunha was given. Yes, the only reason it was probably given was because, he wasn't... Mbeumo wasn't trying to, like, make his body bigger. So, according to the rules, that's actually a goal. But without him using his hand, he was never going to have the ball. So the only excuse I can give is, yes, like he shot the ball and he was in a different phase of play because Cunha ended up getting the ball and shooting. So fair enough. It was not like Mbeumo assisted him. So technically, at the end of the day, it is a goal. But if we're being honest, I don't think a lot of people would look at it and say, it's like, it's not like that decision is going to cost anyone. It's not going to cost Nottingham Forest their stay in the Premier League. It's not going to cost Man United their Champions League position or their Champions League spot next season. So I do think that it's inconsequential, but that is definitely a rule you need to look at. And I'll just say that if you're a United fan, you'll obviously say, yes, that should be given. It's not against the rules. And if you're a Forest fan or any other fan, and if that's given against you, you're like, why would you give that? He literally controlled the ball with his hand. It wasn't intentional, but he still did control the ball with his hand, and this is football at the end of the day, and you're penalized for controlling the ball with your hand or getting your hand involved in any goal. So I think it's one where I just don't agree that should have been a goal. I don't think that goal should have stood personally. But like I said, there were no consequences for it. United fans would probably not care if this was a draw. They were just thinking about that record, the positivity at the club, Michael Carrick staying, and also seeing Casemiro have his final game of his Manchester United tenure at Old Trafford. I think that was more about the whole thing and everything. And I would say that, like I said, as much as they were trying to push for that record, as much as they were trying to make sure that Bruno got that record, and even when he finally got it, it looked like it was not even Mbeumo people were celebrating with. They went straight to Bruno. And even Mbeumo was looking like he was the one who assisted the goal and celebrating with Bruno. So it was such an amazing experience. And I think sometimes, especially with some of the things I've seen online, like so many different people, and I don't want to call out a certain fan base, but I've noticed it's mostly Arsenal fans because they want either Raya or Gabriel or Rice to win the Premier League Player of the Season, and I don't think that they don't deserve it. But I do think that you also have to counter Fernandes. He's definitely a contender. I'm not saying he should win it. I think I'm going to still do a different video about who I think should win that sometime later this week. But the point I'm trying to make is that you can't say that Bruno does not deserve it. Like, you can't say he doesn't deserve to be in the shout for it. Like, he just literally equaled a Premier League record that has to go with the entire season and could possibly break it. He definitely should be a contender. Like I said, I don't think he should win. Not that I don't think he should win it. I'm not saying that is the reason he should win it, because you have a very, very good case for being one of the best players in the team that could potentially win the league. It's not over yet. I think Arsenal will win it, but it's still a conversation to be had. I don't think it is decided yet, and at the end of the day, it's going to be who prefers who. It's something that's probably going to be voted. So I think altogether it was a good one to see, because you could just see Manchester United really, really pushing for that goal, really pushing to make sure that he was able to get that assist. They had 29 shots in this game. Imagine 29 goals. Wouldn't that be fun? 29 shots in this game, so that was fun to watch, honestly. And Anderson, Elliot Anderson. I know a lot of people have been talking about Manchester United getting a new midfielder. And I think Elliot Anderson showed something today, especially that second assist to Gibbs White. What a goal, what an assist as well. I think he was fantastic in terms of his movement and getting that ball to Gibbs White, who put the ball in the net. I think that was a wonderful goal to look at. Will he be one of the players that they're going to sign? I know they're also looking at Adam Wharton. So it should be interesting to see who United end up getting, because they definitely need to work on their midfield. Casemiro is leaving, and Casemiro is not as great as he was when he was at Real Madrid. I still think he's a decent player, but the older you get, the more you start to realize that you cannot give the same level. So Casemiro is not the same guy he was 5 years ago when he was at Madrid winning Champions League titles. He's not the same guy. He doesn't have the same... he still has the experience, which is very important as well, but you kind of need those midfielders who can actually do the job. So him leaving, there was definitely going to be a need for him to be replaced. And I think even if he wasn't going to leave, I think there's always going to have to be the thought about having him replaced, because he's not as young as he used to be, and he's not as fantastic as he used to be. He's still a decent player, but, it's always best to leave when the ovation is loud, and that's what he's doing now. So speaking about that, a final farewell to Casemiro at Old Trafford. I honestly thought it was really nice to see. Plus the kits launch as well. It was just a very nice night if you're a Manchester United fan. Not a night, in the afternoon to be fair. But it was a very nice day if you're a Manchester United fan. I think if you paid to watch that game, if you paid to go to get a ticket to that game, that's probably one of the nicest experiences you probably have, because it just looks like there's positive energy around Manchester United right now, especially with Michael Carrick. Now, he's definitely going to be the coach next season. It's just about announcing it. Do I think he should be? I think he's made a good case to be. I think Manchester United should also have looked at other people, but they've probably done that and they just feel like, yeah, this is our man. So let's see if he's able to get the job done. Let's see if he's able to bring Manchester United back to, or closer to the levels, because it's not going to happen overnight, closer to the levels that we expect Manchester United to be, because this is the best we've seen United in ages. So I think it's good for him. And honestly, like, Carrick, he's done a lot. He's done a fantastic job at Manchester United so far, and let's see what he does next season. Congratulations to Bruno Fernandes, and also, finally, a fantastic farewell for Casemiro. I also enjoyed this game, like I said. Forest were really interesting, but overall, that's what I have to say for this game. A bit of a very interesting one. Nothing too much on the line, just fun to watch if you're a football fan. So that's it for this video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. share with somebody who might enjoy this kind of video. And we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and I appreciate if you watching right now, if you haven't subscribed, could join this channel and be one of the subscribers. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.